Okay, so I think I have told you now in the previous lecture, we were doing this question, this particular question. I just want to highlight that question. And in that question, this question, I just again repeat it myself because this is an important bit here. Uh, this one. Okay, so now in this question, I have told you that we want to eliminate the epsilon productions. Okay, so what happens in that if epsilon is included in the start symbol, there is no way to get rid of it. Okay, so that is already I have explained it. Now if you're saying how to solve this question, this is a pretty straightforward question. How can you solve this one? You just go go write all the production as it is. Do not change anything. You just write the production as it is. So a and then epsilon, and then there is a b, and then there is a b, 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 b. Okay, so you now have to eliminate this epsilon. Okay, so what you do, but what happens in that when you're eliminating the epsilon, some production will tend to change. Okay, so if I eliminate this production, because it can also be written like this one. If I write this as it tends to, and a tends to epsilon, and I can eliminate this one, and the second one was b tends to b, and then b tends to epsilon. So there is no problem in b tends to b, but there is a problem in this one as well as there is a problem in this one. Okay, so what you do, you try to eliminate these both of the production. Okay, so now wherever there is a, go there. Now in the starting symbol there is a go here and put a epsilon here. So I put a epsilon here, it will result into a b. Okay, so now wherever there is a b, put a epsilon here. Now there is a b, I put a epsilon also there. The part that is remaining here is a. Now you have to put a and b both has epsilon. Now it will result into epsilon. Okay, so I just want to tell you, if this is the scenario that is possible by doing this, there is no other way you can get elimination. You can eliminate the epsilon production if it arises in a start symbol. Okay, so if it arise in any other symbol, I will tell you how to eliminate that. We have to follow the same thing. But if it arises in the start symbol, you cannot eliminate this epsilon production. So keep that in mind. I also told you that if epsilon is present in the start symbol, you cannot eliminate it. Okay, so it means that it is contained in the grammar. You cannot do nothing. Okay, so you if epsilon is present in the grammar, you cannot eliminate epsilon. Okay, so keep this point in mind. It is very important. Okay, so now in this one, now see, for this one again I have eliminated this production, so I have to see this one. So put first a as epsilon. Now it will become a followed by a. Now put this a as epsilon, so it will again one and the same thing. If I put epsilon here, then it will a. Okay, if I put epsilon here, it will a. So it is the same thing, so that is why I'm not including again. So again, second time, third time, you have to put epsilon in both of them, so it will become your a. Okay, so that is fine. Now for b, you will follow the same thing. So first epsilon here, it will become bb. Second epsilon here, it will again become bb. And if you put both their epsilon, you will become here b. Okay, so now what I have told you in the previous lecture, that in this particular question, that say that I told you that if something is forming now, like if you're saying b tends to epsilon and c tends to epsilon, here a is also tending to epsilon. Okay, so I told you in the previous lecture, if some scenarios comes like this, if it is not a starting symbol, you just do not include the epsilon. You just take it as it is. Okay, so you do not include epsilon. So that is a wrong conclusion that is considered by me. So I'll tell you another question to how I'm talking about. If another epsilon arises in this question, there is also another way to get eliminated, but it will take a little bit of more steps. Okay, I will get back to this question, but I just want to tell you about this question. Just wait for a minute. This was the question. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, so now S node tends to S something. This is just static symbol, and your S is starting to ASB. Now I'll solve it. uh, A tends to AAS, and then there is a, and then there is epsilon. Okay, so now in this case there is epsilon. Now this B tends to SBS, and then there is a, and then there is a BB. Okay, so now keep in mind we have to eliminate this production. A tends to epsilon, so I can also write it like this, so it will not create any kind of a confusion that A tends to epsilon. Okay, so now I want to eliminate this production. So first of all, just write all the production as it is. So S tends to S, it is as it is. S tends to A, S, B. Now A tends to AAS. Now do not write the epsilon production because we are trying to eliminate this production. Now the thing was AS, SBS, and then A, and then another BB. Okay. So now what you do, you just want to eliminate this, eliminate it, and wherever there is a, put epsilon here and write the corresponding thing as it is. Okay, so in this there is a, so put epsilon here, it will become a SB. So that is fine. Here is also a, so put epsilon here, it will become AS. Now one thing is added here. Okay, so now in the last one, now if you are putting a, here it's also a, if you put a epsilon here, the epsilon is also included in the language. Okay, so previously I've told you if epsilon is coming in other symbols, irrespective other than static symbol, you should just delete this one, you do not write it. So this is not the case. Now this is now becomes your new question. Okay, so now first of all this was your problem question, and now this question is transformed to this one. Okay, so now here it's also epsilon. So now what you can exactly write it again, write it like this, that you have to eliminate this B tends to epsilon also. So how can you eliminate? Now this is your answer. How? Again follow the same thing, that if you want to eliminate, I can also write it like this, B tends to epsilon. So I can also write it like this. Now consider this one as a question, and you want to eliminate this because this is creating a problem here. So what you just write the productions as it is. So production will be as it is, as tends to S, and then there is a S, and then there is a now see here what is happening here. Because if you remember, A was also, if you remember previously, A was also epsilon and B was also epsilon. So you have to consider that in this particular thing, that previously A was also epsilon. Okay, so now write the production as it is, A, S, B, now S, now B. Okay, so now what will happen? You have to again consider A as epsilon and then B as epsilon. Okay, so there will be multiple things that come into existence. So just let me show you. Just I'll write all the things as it is, AAS, and then A, and then ES, and then for B that is SBS, and then A, and then BB, and I do not want to write this B. Okay, so now previously keep in mind, now put the B as epsilon here. So by putting a B as epsilon here, obviously this particular thing will become a S here. So putting a B as epsilon. Now putting a B as a epsilon here, it will become a AS. Okay, so these two productions are included. Keep in mind we have already done A tends to epsilon. Keep in mind, now from this one I am eliminating this epsilon production, that is B tends to epsilon. Okay, so now what, now put epsilon here, put epsilon here. So this is the answer here. This for A it is already calculated, so there is no change in it. So is there any B here? I don't think there is any B here. Okay, so the resulting epsilon free production will be this one. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, do not stop here, and do not think that if because B tends to A, so A is actually epsilon, so epsilon will also be included in that symbol. So again consider this B tends to epsilon, so take one step further and again eliminate the epsilon production in the grammar. Okay, so that is the question. Okay, so I have, in the previous lecture I have told you differently, that I told you that if it is occurring other than start symbol, you just do not include it. That is wrong. Okay, so that is absolutely wrong that I've told you. Now see this question, I think, yeah, now you can easily do this one question. Okay, so I just write it again. So try to do this one, follow the same thing. Okay, S tends to A, B, A, C. Now here will be A tends to BC, and now here will be B tends to B, and then there is epsilon, and then there will be D tends to E, and then there is epsilon, and then there is a D tends to D. Okay, so when you put this as epsilon, first time it will be B, second time it will be C, and third time it will be epsilon. So again you have to again eliminate A tends to epsilon production also. Okay, so this will also be is a two-step question. Okay, two-step question. Okay, so just try it yourself if you understand this one. Okay, I'll tell you the answer in like 2-3 minutes. Okay, first of all you try it and I will tell you the answer. Okay, so take like 2 minutes. Okay, so how to solve this one is again follow the same approach. So first of all, write the things as it is. So as tends to A, B, A, C, and this C is I think a capital C. Okay, so this is a capital C. Keep that in mind. This is capital. Now, write the things as it is. There is no change in these things. So B tends to B, but we do not include epsilon production. C tends to D, and we do not include epsilon production. So this D is simple D here. Okay. So now what you do, if you want to eliminate, what do I want to eliminate? The elimination part include B tends to epsilon and C tends to epsilon. Okay. So now wherever there is a B and C, just take as it is. So now here there is a C here. Okay, so C is also tending to epsilon. So what will happen? So it will become A, B, A. Okay. Okay, so now okay, so just let me see if anybody has given the answer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Can you please explain the whole process in detail again? I haven't really gotten how we are doing epsilon elimination, sir.
How we are doing epsilon elimination? Yeah.
Sir, can you explain the whole process in detail while solving a question again?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure. Okay, okay. So now in this question, what you do, we are trying to eliminate B tends to epsilon and C tends to epsilon. Okay, so what you do, you go just write all the production as it is. Do not change a thing. Just do not include B tends to epsilon and C tends to epsilon. So I have not included this productions in this one. So only include those production that do not contain epsilon. Okay. So now what you go, if you want to eliminate this, so you have to maintain the effect of it. Okay. So how can I maintain the effect? If I put C equal to epsilon. Okay. So if I put a C equal to epsilon here, the the answer will be A, B, A here. Okay, so that is fine by me. Okay, so I will get ABA from this side by putting a epsilon here. Okay, so now another one, I want to eliminate the production B tends to C, B tends to epsilon. So put epsilon first time, put epsilon here, then it will become only C. Now second time put epsilon in C because C is also tending to epsilon. So it will become a B. Now put epsilon in both sides. Okay, so it will become epsilon, epsilon, it will become epsilon in the productions. Okay, the new epsilon is included in this one, so don't worry about that. We will take this in the next step, but first of all consider this one, and that is fine. Okay, so now this by after doing this one, uh, here do not include epsilon, here do not include epsilon, and I think the result is here. Okay, so for the first one the result is there. Now by including by eliminating this B and C, we also got another epsilon production, that is A. I have to again eliminate this. A tends to epsilon. Okay, so how can I take how can I eliminate this one? So again you go for the same thing, as tends to uh, now if I eliminate A here, what happens here will be for this A, I put a epsilon first time. So first of all, write all the production as it is. Do not change a thing. So I'm writing all the production as it is. It will be A, B, A, and then this is your A, and then this is B, C, then there is a C, and then there is a B. I will not include epsilon production, and then B is tending to B, and C is tending to D, and C is tending to D, and D is tending to small d. Okay, so after that put A equal to epsilon one time. Okay, so by putting A equal to epsilon, it will become B A C. Okay, so B A C, it's a big C, keep that in mind, it's a big C. Now after put epsilon in this one, it will become a B. Okay, so it will become a B. Now what you do now in this one, I there is no problem in this one. Okay, so there is no A. So what are we eliminating here? Just what are we eliminating here? We are eliminating here the variable A. So wherever there is a, I put a epsilon, and the remaining, right, uh, what the what is this? Okay, so in place of A you put a epsilon, you will get a BAC. I write a BAC, and in place of this A you write a epsilon, and again in place of in by putting epsilon I get a BA. I include this BA in this one. Okay, so there is no A in right hand side, no A in there, so just leave it as it is. Okay, so that is your answer. Okay, so only thing that you have to keep in mind, that whenever we are solving the whenever we are eliminating the epsilon production, that it can also happen when we are eliminating the production, the epsilon is included in other production rule. Okay, so if you're seeing, we are eliminating only B and C. Okay, so here we are eliminating B and C, that is B tends to epsilon and C tends to epsilon. By eliminating B and C, there is new epsilon comes into play, that is your A. Okay, so you have to eliminate the A also. But if keep in mind, now there is an exception. If somehow you got the epsilon in the starting symbol, there is no way you can get rid of it. Okay, so in the previous question that I've told you, in this one, now in this one, what was happening, that because if you see, the epsilon is included in the start symbol. Now if you're thinking that wherever there is a S, I will eliminate, I will put epsilon there and I will eliminate, because there will not be a S you will find in the expression. So that is why if That is why this is the important point here, that if epsilon is present in the start symbol, you cannot eliminate epsilon. So that is in the language. Okay, so there then you have to find another way to how to get rid of it, and you have to design specifically for this starting symbol, that if the epsilon is contained in the starting symbol, so you have to just modify your algorithm specifically. Okay, so this is the only exception that comes in. So most of the time every student will get confused in this thing. That is why I'm highlighting it. Okay, so if it is uh, if the epsilon is by solving the question, if epsilon is again arising in any other production rule, you again follow the same procedure. Okay, you again follow the same procedure, there is nothing changed, you follow the same procedure and you will get the answer. Okay, so the second thing that we have to eliminate. Okay, so I just take this into the next page. The second thing was elimination of unit productions. Okay, so already told you why we want to get rid of unit productions. Okay, so unit productions are just, they are nothing producing useful. Okay, so if something is given like s tends to a tends to b, and b tends to a, so by if I draw a syntax tree, it will look like this: s tends to a tends to b, and b tends to a. Okay, so by getting in two steps, I will get the answer, but it can simply be said that s tends to a can directly be included in this one rather than by taking two or three steps. Okay, so how can we get elimination? How can we eliminate unit production? It is very simple. There is nothing much to it. So again, just follow the ladder and whatever there, so just put in the expression. Okay, so just if you take a look at this question, that okay, so just let me see the question. Okay, so this is the easiest one. A tends to bb. Now this A tends to a big B and then small b, and B tends to a S and a small s. Okay, so in this one, this is all. There is also another concept that whenever you get same thing, you just stop there. Okay, I'll tell you how. Now this one. Now the unit productions here are, if you identify the unit productions here are AS tends to A, E tends to B, and your B tends to S. Okay, so that is the problem. I do not want these unit productions. So how can I get eliminate? How can I eliminate these productions? So start with the S. Now see what S is deriving. S is deriving A, and then another one bb. So this is a useful symbol. I want this, so don't worry about that part now. Now what exactly, so now what exactly is your now a deriving? Now a is deriving again b, as well as a useful symbol, that is your terminal, that is your b. So I also want that. Now another one, b is again deriving s and as well as e. So whenever there is when you are starting and ending with the same symbol, just stop here, because it will again repeat, and it will take a lot of time to eliminate these productions. Okay, so just stop here. Okay, sorry for that. I think My laptop just randomly restarted. Okay, just let me again go back to. Okay, okay. So now how to solve this one? You just go with this and derive all the useful symbols on the way. Okay. So I'm starting with S. I want to eliminate this production. S tends to a single A. So how, if I eliminate this one, I have to include all the useful symbol or all the terminals that A is producing. Okay. So A is producing a single A. S is producing a as well as a BB. So BB is included, so there is no worry about it. So I have to eliminate this S tends to this is your unit production. Okay, so now this is forming a B and then another B. So this B is forming a S and a. Okay, so whenever there is a S in the starting and the end, you just stop. So there is no way, because it will again follow the same cycle. Okay, so don't include this one. Now if you're writing this one, so first of all, these are your just without unit production, write it. So it will be without BB. A tends to a single B and B tends to a small a. Okay, so that is your without unit productions. After that, now I want to eliminate this A. So if I want to eliminate this A, I have to include all the useful symbol that A is producing. So A is following this path, that is your B and that is your A. Okay, so you include this B as well as this A. Okay, so again follow the same procedure for all of it. So now this I want to eliminate this A tends to B. Okay, so A tends to B. Now what exactly is, you start with the B because whatever useful B is extending, you go from that one. Okay, so I want to eliminate this B. Now what exactly, this is your original production. Now B, what is B doing? B is forming a S as well as a. Now what exactly is S doing? S is deriving a as well as a BB. Now what exactly is this A deriving? A is deriving a B as well as your B. Okay, so now again if you think that there is a B, so just stop. Whenever there is a B, just stop there, and whatever the terminals right is actually. Okay, so the terminals are include B is already in there, so there is no need to include that. So another terminal will be BB and then A. Okay, so again in the end I want to eliminate B tends to S. Okay, so start with the S. Now what is the S? So I think I have already done the S here, so just start with the S. Now what exactly is S deriving? S is deriving A as well as a BB. Okay, so just in the first one, start with the A. So don't start with the S because I want to eliminate A. So that is why I'm starting with A. I want to eliminate B. So I'm starting with B. I want to eliminate S. So I'm starting with S. Okay, so S is deriving A and BB. Now what is A is deriving? A is deriving B as well as a small b. Now what is B deriving? S and a. Okay, so again, if you want, if you stuck, if in the starting and the end you got the same symbol, just stop there. And now whatever is the terminals, write this one. Okay, so A is on already there, so BB and B. Okay, so that is your answer for this. Okay, so it is very easy. So just now how can you get eliminated, how can you eliminate unit production? So that is uh, now first of all, if you're seeing S tends to A and then A tends to B and then B tends to again A. Okay, so actually it should be S tends to A. So why I'm following three steps to get the same thing? If I include A directly in this one, you will get the same thing. Okay, so that is the concept to do this type of question. Okay, so this is your first question. Try to do the second question yourself. Okay, so I'll tell you the second one. So second one is again based on the same lines here. There is no change in that. So follow the same path, you will get the same thing. Okay, so just take a little bit of time to think that we are eliminating the unit productions. Okay, so whatever unit production is deriving, we are eliminating the unit production. So whatever the unit production is deriving, just write include all the terminals in the production in place of the unit production. So that is the question here. Okay, so now if you identify the unit production here, this is the unit production, this is and this is. Okay, so just try to do this one on your own. I will tell you the answer in like 2 minutes, but first try it yourself. Okay, okay, try it. Okay, absolutely correct by Adarsh. Well done, Adarsh. Now, what you do, just same, follow the same cycle. Okay, so start with S. Now, what you want to eliminate? B you want to eliminate. So start with B. Now, what is B deriving? B is deriving A and a BB. What is A deriving? A is deriving A is deriving B, a big B, and then there is a and then BC. Okay, so when there is a B and B, just stop the cycle. Now what you do, by eliminating this one, you include A, and then include all the terminals. Okay, the terminals will be A, B, B, A, and then BC. Okay, in a similar way, go with this one, and in this the unit production is B tends to A. So start with A. So what is A? A is deriving B, and then terminals are A and BC. This B is deriving A and another terminal is B. Okay, so there is A, just stop it, and whatever is the terminal, write it as it is. Okay, so first of all BB will be there, then A followed by a BC. Okay, so that is in this production, and the last one was A tends to B. So you want to get rid of this B. So we have already done the B here. So it will be, if I just write it here. So A tends to A, then BC, and ABC is already included. You have to include a BB here. Okay. So that will be your answer. Okay. So this is your correct answer. Okay. So I think you understand this one. This is a fairly simple one, but if you want more practice, the practice will always be included in the tutorial. So don't worry about that part. Okay. So the final step before starting our normal forms is also we also want to eliminate useless symbols. Okay. So the definition of useless symbol is very simple, that uh, it should derive something useful. It should be reachable from the start state. Okay, so if what are the if you want to eliminate useless symbols, so useless symbols can already be identified by seeing if they are directly going towards if from the start state, if they are it from the start state, if any symbol is not reachable, you can again term it as a useless symbol. Okay, so I'll give you an example of a useless symbol. So first of all, it's a very easy one, easy thing to do. So just start with this one. It tends to AB. Just let me see if I have a simple one. Okay. Okay. So first start this one. S tends to AB and then there is a A. Okay. So just this include this one. Okay, so S tends to AB and then BX, A tends to BAD. Okay, BSX and then A, and then there is a B tends to ASB and BBX. Okay, so now there is a X. Okay, so you first have to make a set of all the useful symbols. Okay, so useful symbols are all those symbols that are deriving terminals directly, or they are leading to a useful symbol. Okay, so just I tell you, so I form the set. Now first is the first set is, if you see that X is deriving a useful symbol because it is deriving a terminal, so you can call this as useful symbol. So X is your useful symbol, keep it in mind. Capital X is your useful symbol, and this is a small x and this is a capital X. Okay, so there is a difference between these two x's, keep that in mind. This is small x. Okay, so all the terminals will always be a useful symbol. Okay, so terminals are always useful symbols. So in this terminals are A, B, I think D, and then there is a small x. Okay, so now x is also included. Now see, uh, A, if you're seeing A is also deriving a single terminal symbol, so A is also a useful symbol. Okay, so keep that set open, because whenever you are seeing this one, it can also happen that all other symbol can also be included. Okay, so now I'm keeping the set open. Now how to check that a particular production and particular symbol is useless or not? So just there is a very easy way to solve this one. So okay, so just look at the right hand side. Okay, so I have to now derive the right hand side. So this is your right hand side, this is your left hand side. Okay, so if your RHS, any production in RHS is made from a combination of these set. Okay, so I call this set as S. So the RHS is made of a combination, because these are all useful symbol. If it is made of a combination of these of S, then it is useful. Okay, so then it is useful. So you have to keep it, otherwise just neglect it, or just delete that part. Okay, so this S is all your useful symbol. Okay, so the set is a set of your useful symbol. Okay, so now take a look at this one. So now this S tends to, now this C, A, A is here, and then there is a B. Okay, so if you see, B is not a part of this set, so you cannot include this production, so you delete this production. So this is not in the this is not a useful production, just delete it. And then there is a B, so B is there, and X is also there. Okay, so X is also there, so you can call this as so consider this one as S1 because S is also there, so S1. Okay, so now B and X. Okay, so now this particular, if you are seeing, this is a combination of this thing. Okay, so this is a B from here, X from here. Now what you do, because this is deriving a useful, this is deriving a useful symbol, so you have to include S also in the set. Okay, so because now if you're seeing B and X is, if you're saying what is the definition of a useful symbol, anything that is deriving a terminal or another useful symbol. Okay, so terminal or another useful symbol. If it is deriving a terminal or another useful symbol, then that symbol is also useful. Okay, so now if you're seeing this one, this is the right hand side of this production is made up of, these are your useful symbol, is made up of your B and X. That is also a useful symbol. So it means that S is also a useful symbol. That is why I have also included S in that set. Okay, so that is why I've keep that set open, because whenever you are deriving another useful symbol, so the left hand side symbol also becomes a useful symbol. Okay, so that is why I'm included as here. Okay, now C, check for A. Now B, I don't think B is there, so you can eliminate this one. Now small b is there, S is there, yes, X is also there. Okay, so it means that this is a useful symbol. Now B, S and X, you can also include A in the set, but it is already included, so there is no need. Okay, so A is already a useful symbol because it is a terminal, so you can include this one. Okay, so for B, A is there, S is there, B is not there, so you do not include this one. B is there, big B is also there, but big B is not there. X is also there, but B is not there, so this is also not a useful symbol. Just do not include this one. Now see X. Now S is there, B is not there, so you can eliminate this one. B is also there, so you can, this is not a useful symbol, so you just eliminate this one. So the remaining one is X tends to AD. Okay, so your production will now look like this. Now again you have to you just do not stop here, you again have to check it if it is correct or not. So check S tends to BX. Now X tends to AD. So there is the you cannot reach. Okay, so if you're seeing, you cannot reach this production from the start symbol. Okay, so you cannot reach this production anyway from, not from the start symbol, you cannot reach this production because S is tending to BX and there is no need of this variable A. So you just eliminate it, so the production will become S tends to BX, and you eliminate this one, it will become X tends to AD. Okay, so if you simplify it, you can also simplify it S tends to BAD, but that is not our task. We just have to delete all the useless symbols. Okay, so that is how you delete all the useless symbol and you can close this set. Okay, so okay, so now do this question. This question is very easy, so there is just keep in mind that you have to take a look at other things also. So keep the set open if there is another variable that are included in this one. Okay, so do this question. B, C tends to B, B tends to A, and then big B, and then there is a C. So this is also capital C. Keep in mind capital C. Okay, so now then there is a C This is a capital C, and then there is a, and it's also capital C, and then there is a B. Okay. So now tell me what exactly be the answer of this one. Okay. So just try it yourself. I will tell you answer in 2 minutes. Okay.
Sir, in this grammar, every C is a capital C or any small c is there, sir?
Okay. Just let me see if it is correct or not. Yeah, I think that is correct. Okay, so Nirupam have given the right answer, but Nirupam, the Priya has also given the right answer, because if you're seeing that A is not reachable from S, okay, so the production is already resulting in S tends to A. So that is the right answer given by Priya. Okay, so now see, go with the same approach. So just keep the set open. Okay, so just there is one mistake that most of the students do, that they do not keep the set open. Okay, so now the useful symbol sets are include all the terminals. Okay, so A, then B, and this is not a terminal. Keep in mind that is capital. I don't think there is another terminal. Right? Okay. Now see which production is deriving all this, which production is deriving a terminal symbol. So see here, this is deriving a terminal symbol and include this one. This is deriving a terminal symbol directly, so include this one also. Okay, so I don't think there is another production. So keep the set open, still keep the set open. Now um, check at the right hand side. Okay, so now S tends to, now this is form of A and B, but A is there but B is not the part of the set, so just delete it. So S tends to A is already there, so include S in the production, so that is also already included. Then there is a A, so A is B and C. So these both are not the part of the set. So you can directly eliminate it. Only remaining thing is your B. And then there is a B. So again, A, B. So A is there, but B is not there. C is also not there. Okay. Okay, so C is it's a straightforward question. So you do not include this production as well. Now for C, C tends to AC, AC. Okay, so A is there, but C is not there. But for B, it's also not there. Okay, so this is not there. So just eliminate this also. Now do not stop here. Also see if it is reachable. The second production load should be reachable from the start symbol. Okay. So see, this A is not reachable from S. You can directly say that S tends to A. Okay, so you can stop here. Okay, so that is your answer. By eliminating all the useless symbols you will get here. Okay, so if you're seeing that this production is unnecessarily made a very complex one, but it is actually it is just denoting this thing. Okay, so that is why by eliminating useless symbol you will get efficient productions. Okay, that is the way. That is why if you want to do normal forms, the first step will always be that get rid of your unit production, get rid of your epsilon productions, and get rid of your useless symbols. Okay, so after doing that you will get start with the normal forms. Okay, so the normal forms are very simple. Before starting it, I just want to tell you that it will take a little bit of time to solve these questions. These are very simple questions, but they are just lengthy. Okay, so they are not very difficult, but they are lengthy. Just keep in mind they are lengthy. They are not difficult. Okay, so keep that thing in mind. Okay, so I just I will give you the introduction only because if you see it, it will take a little bit of time to solve this one. So only I will give you the introduction and I will start in the next one. Okay, so don't worry about that. So also remember that tomorrow it will be your weekly test. So it is also started. So prepare for that. I will also drop a mail so that you do not forget about that. So in the last 10 minutes, your 5 to 7 question will be taken care of. Okay. So now these are your normal forms. Okay. So the normal forms are Chomsky normal form as well as your Greibach normal form. Okay. So there are two normal forms. So these two normal forms are very useful in other algorithms. Okay, so the algorithms like CYK, so that is another algorithm. I will tell you another, I will discuss about it, so don't think about it. So in many other algorithms, these normal forms are demanded as a pre-processed step. Okay, so to convert into a context normal form, so sorry for that, context normal form, I think it's a Chomsky normal form. This is not a context, so that is a wrong thing. So this is a Chomsky normal form. Keep that in mind. This is a Chomsky normal form. Okay. So a context-free grammar is in Chomsky normal form. It just if it follows a certain rules. Okay. So if it is not there, if it is not following the production, you have to convert it to Chomsky normal form. So that is a task here. Okay. So the rules are very simple. It is just saying that a non-terminal should be deriving a single terminal, or a non-terminal should be deriving a two non-terminals. Okay, so two non-terminals. Okay, so it is non-terminal one, non-terminal two. Okay, so also there is no need to write it differently. So because I also the epsilon is also a terminal. So if it is the starting symbol should if it is generating epsilon, there is no worry. Okay, so this step start symbol generating epsilon. Okay, so these mostly these two steps, keep that in mind, these two steps, because this is also saying that it should be terminal, and start symbol can also generate a epsilon. Okay, so it is not a necessity that start symbol will always generate a epsilon, but epsilon can be considered that non-terminals can generate epsilon, or start symbol can also generate a epsilon. Okay, so if however the start symbol is generating a epsilon, you can eliminate it by using elimination of unit productions. Okay, the algorithm, the example of this one is given as here. So S tends to A. Okay, so if you're seeing that this is the CNF is non-terminal tends to a single terminal, or a non-terminal tends to two non-terminals. This is one, this is two. Okay, so this is non-terminal tending to a single terminal, that is fine. Non-terminal tending to two non-terminal, that is also fine. Non-terminal tending to terminal, that is also fine. Non-terminal tending to a single terminal, that is also fine. Okay, so that I can call this G1 in CNF in the similar way. Non-terminal tending to a terminal, that is also fine. Non-terminal tending, this thing, this is not correct, because it will either be one terminal or two non-terminals. Okay, so that is not in CNF. And non-terminal tending to terminal, that is fine. Okay, so I cannot call G2. G2 is not in CNF. Keep that in mind. G2 is not in CNF, but G1 is in CNF, because that is the example. Okay. So now these are the steps of conversion, and these are also called the algorithm. So see the first step here. First step is if the start symbol occurs on the right hand side. Okay, so I will tell you the example what exactly mean right hand side. Suppose this is the production, A tends to AB, then A tends to ASB. Okay, so now on the right hand side start symbol is occurring. So what you do, you start with another starting symbol, you call it as S node, and you just include this production in the step one is just include this production. Okay, so that is null production, that is also called your null production. You have to include a new symbol S node that is tending towards the start symbol. Okay, so this is the algorithm, don't worry about it, that when I solve it, you will come to know that why we are adding this symbol. Okay, so that is helpful in forming it. Okay, so now the step 2, step 3 is also based on the same thing that we have already done. You have to eliminate the null production, and then you have to eliminate the unit production, and you have to also get rid, because there are only two things, so there is nothing related to useless symbol. So that is I have already, because we have studied these two, that is why I've included also one extra, that you can also get rid of useless symbol. Okay, so only there are only two steps are used here, that is your null production, as well as the third step is your elimination of a unit production. Okay, so after that you have to just convert it to either two terminals by just substitution. Okay, so suppose something is written like A B, so what you do, you just take this A and do this substitution. Okay, so a big A is tending to this A. So suppose this is the this is not in Chomsky normal form. Okay, so how can you convert this one? After following all the steps, what you do, you write S tends to a big A and a B, and that A is tending to a small a. Okay, so that is how you solve this one. Okay, so by using a simple substitution, I can directly do this thing. But before coming to this fourth step, this three steps will take a lot of time. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that how to get eliminate the unit production, how to eliminate the null production. Okay, first eliminate null production, then eliminate unit production. Okay, so now the third, fourth, and fifth step deal with only the substitution part. That is very easy. There is nothing about it. If you reach the fourth step, it is very easy. Okay, so now I will again tell you the example, but okay, so I will discuss the example in the next lecture as well. This Greebach normal form also. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I think if somebody is asking question. Okay, so the topic quizzes, the quiz will be based on the topics that we have done from previous Monday. So that will be on grammars, as well as this will also be included. Okay, so don't worry, I will upload the video before 3 or 4. If you want to revise it, you can. So don't worry about that part. I will upload the video of this lecture. Okay,